Hi.
G'day, champions. Hello. Welcome back
Yes.
to the A to Z podcast with your lovely, lovely Australian legends.
Ellen.
Every time, everyone's gonna be like, who is this Ellen for Alan?
Alan.
And Zoe. How are we doing today for episode C? Can we create a culturally creative catalogue of content? Ooh.
We're talking about cats.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want. Cats, cats, cats. This is Alan's first. Alan's taken the reins for this one. Alan has researched the kitty cats.
Yes.
I have, God, hello, sirens. Can we have 1 week without just like audio interruptions? Also, heads up, a storm is on the way, potentially. It's been quiet all week. Apparently, thunderstorm.
Coming, Annie.
Better get home quick.
Me bones are aching.
There's like every week we've recorded now. The audio's improving. May have ordered a new microphone as well, so it's even spicier. Nani? But yeah, if it starts to rain halfway through, sorry. And also enjoy the ASMR. Maybe it's nice background, you know, cats and thunderstorms and yeah.
So,
What have you? Are there going to be mysteries in today's cats journey?
Yeah, there will be questions and trivia and...
Will I learn something new about cats?
Probably.
Okay.
So,
take it away.
yeah, so we're going to be talking about cats, our experience with our cats. Ones like cats that we've encountered abroad a little bit. Yeah. Bit of history, mythology.
Ooh.
Catology. Bit of a deep dive and discussion into why people love them and why people hate them. For anyone tuning in that doesn't watch Zoe's other content,
Or yours.
or mine, got that massive following of 900 people.
You probably got them music peeps. Music peeps.
Yeah, we are cat folk. We have 2 cats.
Yes.
We've got Will, who's
Large and in charge.
large and in charge. He's named after Will Graham from the Thomas Harris novels and the Hannibal TV series.
Speaking of, have you heard him? He's making an appearance.
So aptly named because he's a bit of a psycho and he's also a bit of a wimp, as you can see. And then we've got Cinny. Do you want to tell people why Cinny is named so?
Cinnamon.
Yeah.
Well, our little sweet Cinnamon. I thought it was a really cute name because it is. And also she has a little gingy nose and her little nose looks like she's been getting amongst the cinnamon.
Yeah.
Justifying.
Just racking lines of cinnamon.
Yeah, she's secretly Dutch.
Oh, yeah.
Getting in the cinny moons. Oh, my God. Bye, William. Thank you.
So I guess to start off, quick facts. Zoe, in Australia, how many pet cats do you think we have nationally?
Like per household. It's like one of those things, like how many kids per household? It's like 1.5 kids
How many?
full stop.
How many domesticated cats
Jesus.
are alive in our country?
What's the population of our countries? I'm going to say maybe, but then they breed like crazy. I'm going to guess 2 million cats.
Close.
Really?
3.8 million.
Oh, Jesus, that's close. Half, basically.
Yeah, well, you didn't
So
overshoot.
half the population are cat people, or people have multiple cats.
People
Yeah,
like
yeah.
us where you have multi.
Cats.
So England has 12 million.
That's a lot of cats.
Across Europe, 110.5 million. And then America, the big dog.
Oh, I'm going to guess it's out of control, right? It's going to be like just stupid amount of cats.
America's 95.6 million.
Jesus Christ. Why do you need so many cats?
Hey, it's not a problem. We like cats.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I hope they're all getting Pats and Bickies.
Zoe, another question. How many different breeds of cats do you think there are? Ranging from your...
I'm going to go like in the... if we're talking like the weirdly specific half breeds and so, half, that sounded aggressive. Weird like combos. How dare you? I would say probably up to 1,000, but if we're talking like standards, I'm gonna go like 300 maybe.
It's 100.
100. Only 100.
Breeds, yeah.
Damn. Okay. Or is that like? Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So now we're gonna get into the dark stuff.
Oh God, that was quick. You're like, there's your 5 facts about cats. Let's jump straight into.
Did you know that 60% of cat owners across the world are women?
I didn't know, but I do now. What about like families? Does that count everyone in a family as a as a cat owner, or would it be like the primary procurer of the cat?
Probably the procurement
Yeah.
officer.
The consignment officer
yeah.
of the cat.
Logistics. Now, this is surprising. This surprised me when I was doing my research because in the olden times, if you owned a cat and you're a woman, it was a leading cause of death.
Oh dear. 1 in 5 women.
Why do you think that might be?
We're going to go witchcraft?
Religion. That old
dear.
chestnut.
Bless.
So in the olden times, cats were associated with witchcraft, magic, devilry.
Bless.
Not
with, keeping your farm clean and safe.
We're getting there.
No, but like it's not the practical side. It's like, but she's a woman and she's got a cat, so.
Yeah, so apparently cats could shapeshift.
Of course.
And they were actually Satan. So if you were a woman and you happened to pat a stray cat or maybe feed it, you're in league with Satan, and we're going to burn you and your cat at the stake.
I'm currently in the deepest league with Satan then, because I pat so many freaking stray cats. Anytime there's a cat, I'm like, oh, let's go touch. I submit myself to the stake burning.
Okay.
At least I'll be warm. Actually, no, fight me. I'm not going to get burned over a cat.
So we'll hop over to Europe, where the whole witch trials thing was pretty full on. Don't know if we have any listeners from Belgium. Do we have any of your people from Belgium?
If any of my regular squad is in, we've got some good Belgium squad, yeah.
Well, in Belgium, there is a town called Ypres, which is spelled Ypres.
Okay.
So I was like, Ypres? Ypres. So they have a cool thing every 3 years, COVID notwithstanding, called the Kattenstoet.
Ooh,
which
the
is
cat something.
Cat parade.
Parade!
Now that sounds nice, doesn't it?
That sounds very nice. Oh, the tangent was witchcraft. Oh, God.
So they still have this cat parade every 3 years. I don't know. I think the last one was in 2018 because of COVID. But basically it sounds nice.
Yes.
But what it is basically a festival that commemorates stuff that they used to do up until the early 1800s.
Oh, dear.
So the festival, it commemorates some of the good old-time traditions. So if you went to a Kattenstoet today, you would see a mock witch burning.
Oh.
And
Yep.
the crescendo of the parade is a guy, he's lobbing plush cats off a tower into the crowd, and
To simulate.
yeah, they used to throw live cats off towers to kill them, to destroy evil spirits.
Oh. Belgium, man, like,
But
is it done today as like a more of an education piece, not like a murder the cats, like it's more like, hey, this used to happen.
yeah,
sort of
it's
thing.
a bit weird. Like they do it, and like the
Don't
whole
yuck someone's yum out. It's not a bit weird. I'm joking.
No, I was just saying the whole reason, like these days they throw plush cats off, and it's supposed to be a game where the kids hope to catch a toy.
Right.
So it's sort of just a bit of fun.
Just a bit of fun.
But
Right.
in actual fact, a couple of 100 years ago,
Right.
they used to yeet live cats off towers to kill the evil spirits.
Well, Belgium, anyone from Belgium, chime in on that. Is it
Yeah.
is it a good old time? Is it a cool, more of a just like history but made it fun kind of thing, like going to the Easter show, but if the Easter show was maybe based off burning witches?
Well, I guess the Easter show, it's like, isn't everyone like, yeah, Easter? And it's like, apparently, if you are that way inclined, we kind of nailed someone to a cross alive.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess.
Celebrations. So I'm not judgy. But yeah, good times there.
I'm gonna go catch a plush cat.
So 8th of May is when the Kattenstoet happens.
Let's go.
Each year. So
We could go to the cat festival and then go to Eurovision.
man, when
May.
when are we going to be allowed to leave this country? It's been 2
like
years
2 weeks,
now.
I think.
Yeah, maybe. On the flip side of the coin, we'll go over to Egypt.
Oh hell yeah, they know how to respect a cat. Let's go.
So
Egypt.
any keen scholars of 1999 smash hit The Mummy would be aware of a lot of Egyptian mythology. Osiris, Isis, Horus, Anubis, and Axunamun. But also cat goddesses. They didn't touch too much on those in the movie, but there is a cat goddess called Bastet. Mm-hmm. So she has been shown to embody like a lioness, and then later a humanoid woman with a cat head.
Uwu cat streamer girl.
Yeah, she's wearing those ancient Egyptian cat headsets. So Bastet was typically displayed as, protective, warm, loving, fiercely protective. But overall, a lot of people in Egypt and people that are going to sound really ignorant here, like the Muslim faith.
Mm-hmm. How's that ignorant?
I don't know. I don't know if you're supposed
to
say like Islam or Muslim or...
Right. I get you.
So no offense to anyone that...
If you're misinterpreting the vocabulary, verbiage, etc.
Yes. Yeah, you know what I mean. But overall, they like cats.
Yeah.
Kind of due to their biblical Old Testament dual nature. So on one hand, they're very loving and
Old
protective.
Testament of the Quran?
Old Testament, like I'm talking, God's like super nice and then super wrathful on the other hand.
Yeah.
So with cats, they are very vicious and cruel as hunters, but they can also be very loving. So where you had Europe, England and America saying cats are evil and they're an element of witchcraft, over in Egypt,
the vibes are a lot more chill for the cats.
They love their cats, yeah.
Good stuff.
So, yeah, I mean, in Egypt, obviously harsher climates and deserts. Probably part of the reason they love cats is that they're excellent hunters. So they hunt vermin and disease-carrying creatures and dispatch them of their mortal coil. They protect your home in granaries. Now, I'm a seasoned Civilization 6 player, and if you're going to settle that desert tile city, you need a granary, or your city's going to flip and go independent. It's a whole thing.
It's a problem.
So,
but I guess plus tying into the fact that, like, in terms of, I mean, I'm sure there's history around the world. We made it this far. Everyone's alive somewhere. But with Egypt, like, oh my God, speaking of cats,
we're going to touch on cats talking later as well.
Like Egypt kind of pioneering like irrigation and crop management and like having so many like prolific grains and stuff. Probably a massive thing if they're storing all that crop. It's probably going to be a massive draw for mice, and therefore cats are a winner. Hey. Yeah.
So another question for you.
Yes.
Mythologically speaking, why do cats have an M on their face? Like the little triangles above their eyebrows?
Yep. The little M shape sometimes pattern. Yeah.
Majin Buu
because
cat.
they're MCs.
No.
Because my default, mythologically speaking, so I've had to give a science answer for like heat distribution. Were they marked by a god or blessed on the forehead or something, or given a stamp or a high five? Yeah,
so apparently it's pretty well documented that the Prophet Muhammad was a big cat fan.
Oh, is that an M for capital M Muhammad?
Yeah, so... again, likely due to their utility as hunters with the granary and, killing rats that carry disease, but also that duality of cat. Yeah, apparently the story goes he blessed his cat, so he was a cat dad, and he gave him a little head pat, which left the M mark on his head, and then all other cats, being descendants of cats from Egypt, carry that mark to this day.
Ooh, there you go. There you go. Blessed little cat boops.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like the ultimate pat. Like to get like, here, I love you so much. I'm transferring this like mighty energy into your forehead. Like that's pretty special.
Animal rights people be like,
misinterpreting.
He branded the animal.
Cruelty. Yeah. Don't even. Yeah. that sheep shearing thing. It's so cruel to shear the sheep, and it's like they die if they don't get shorn, right?
Their bones literally break from the weight of their fur.
Yeah. They need it. Anyway, back to cats.
So trying to balance out the whole, burning cats at the stake thing. We'll talk more about positive things.
Actually, before we go from Egypt though, in your research, I don't know if you stumbled across it. Was it cats that could walk between or were like from, because they're kind of like, not spirits, but like they had like a connection to the underworld sort of thing. Like
you are a scholar of the Mummy.
I certainly
Remember when they
am.
show him the cat and he goes, ooh, and does like the dabs his way out of there in a sandstorm. Yeah, no, I didn't get that far into it.
Okay, but they have got some sort of like extra spice.
I
in that
believe
aspect.
so.
Yeah. I believe, yeah.
Yeah, and this kind of touches on somewhere that we've been as well. So Japan is well known for loving their kitties.
Japan, the cat fan.
So I reckon most people will have seen if they've gone to an Asian restaurant.
Oh yeah, Maneki Neko.
Yeah.
The beckoning cat.
Yes.
The one that goes.
Lucky cat. He's the lucky cat.
Yeah, waves at you.
So desk ornaments, shop fronts. He's chilling there, waving his little paw. Bringing good luck and fortune to all. But he's not just a cute ornament. No,
he's special.
Maneki Neko is steeped in samurai and Buddhist legend.
Oh.
So he even has a temple dedicated to him.
Wait. Oh, no, sorry. I've been to a cat temple, but I don't know if it's the same one.
Well, if you have been to Gotokuji...
I sure have.
Yeah.
Yay.
So that's where it is. So the legend goes, about 300 years ago, the town of Gotokuji was very impoverished and poor. So they just had one monk there that was kind of keeping the faith. And there was a stray cat there. And he would feed the cat like what little food they had because they were like really struggling, but he would share his food with the kitty cat. And he just sort of said, look, I've just believed that this cat will bring us good luck or something if I do nice things and keep this cat alive. Sometime later, there was some Japanese lords riding out and about, Ghost of Tsushima style, and they sort of pulled their horses up under a tree, said, cool, let's chill under this tree. And the cat went out to the gate and started actually causing a ruckus, doing a full-on Cinny. I want my bickies. Why aren't you guys in the room with me? Carrying on.
Yep.
And they were like, what is going on? And the cat's like, come on.
Let's
trying
go.
to beckon them. And they're like, what's this cat's deal? Fine, let's go over to it. As they do, lightning strikes the tree.
Oh, dear.
The tree comes down and the Japanese lords were kind of like, damn, man, that cat saved our life. They thought there was some kind of divine intervention behind it. So they went into the town to check the town out. And I believe they bankrolled, let's make a shrine for this cat because he saved our lives.
Nice.
And then the legend spread and, tourism and people coming to visit to also get a bit of good luck blessing. And that's sort of where it started.
Nice. Yeah, the shrine itself, if it's the one that I'm thinking of, I'm pretty sure it is the same one. There's just like hundreds of the tiny little porcelain beckoning cats. So they're not actually like the movement ones. Like they don't physically move, but they're like these adorable porcelain little dudes just kind of all over the place. It's great. It's really, really... It's like small but worth a visit if you're out that way, definitely.
Yeah, is that like kind of white statues and they're like...
Yeah, little like white porcelain with the painted faces.
Yeah,
and,
that's the one.
Yeah, got their coin.
That's the one.
Yeah. Yeah. I always find them interesting because like one thing when I was like learning Japanese and like went to Japan the first time, blah, 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 like the beckoning cat to me, because it looks like it's just kind of like rocking its hand up and down. And it's like, how is it beckoning if it's like rocking up and down? But like I had realized culturally, so in Japan and I guess a lot of countries, if you're trying to wave someone over, in Australia, in I think, America, that sort of thing, you kind of scoop like your hand. Say your hand is palm up to the sky and you're going to like scoop your hand towards yourself and like come here, like beckoning someone towards you. So like almost splashing water on your face, like come here. In Japan, and again, a lot of other places, like saying someone come here is almost like a go away motion in Western culture. It's almost like shaking your hand like a fan, like palm down and then like a quick up and down, almost like, oh, brush it away, like go away. But that's come here.
Okay.
In Japan, and like I got so confused on my first trip because people would be doing that and I'm like, oh, am I somewhere I'm not supposed to be? I'll go away. But it's like they're trying to tell me to come over. I'm like, oh, okay, you want me to come to you? So it's kind of like that cat motion is that almost up and down fanning sort of thing. I'm like, it makes sense culturally, contextually. Yeah.
Japan also, I mean, we've seen The Ring and The Grudge and stuff. They also have spooky horror stories about cats and horror legends.
Yeah, Japan's got some cool spookies.
So a lot of their legends kind of revolve around the cat being the devil or embodiment of an evil spirit.
Oh.
So there is a story about a shape-shifting cat. So that's kind of a common theme that they can shape-shift.
Why is it never like a shape-shifting like rat or shape-shifting chick? Maybe it is. Probably depends where you go. Maybe it's just everything that we don't understand is scary and mythologized.
Yeah, just...
I don't understand cats.
Shape-shifting.
They're evil.
So yeah, the story goes, family has a cat. They loved the cat, really doted on it. And one day the cat disappeared. So the family went looking for the cat, searching the town and asking people if they'd seen the cat. But at the same time, the mother or the wife started acting very strange. So she wouldn't eat with her family. She'd go and lock herself in a room and eat alone.
Oh.
And she'd say, "Don't look at me while I'm eating. Don't disturb me while I'm eating." And the husband was kind of like, "It's kind of weird. You're freaking the kids out. I'm going to go check, like, what are you up to?" So he went and sneaked a peek and found the wife eating birds and mice.
Oh, dear.
And then she saw him peeking and she turned to face him and her face was like half cat, half human.
Right.
So apparently evil cat ate the wife.
Oh, dear.
Ate and killed the wife and then shape-shifted to become...
I was going to say it's like less of a shapeshifter and more of just a murderer, but okay, then turned into...
Shape-shifted to impersonate.
Yeah. Right. Good lordy.
So yeah, that's not a good luck cat.
Yeah, no. How do you beat the cat?
I don't know.
How do you defeat the...
I didn't get that far into it. I was just like,
the mysteries. Cool. Okay. Cliffhanger.
So
tune in next week on does the husbando survive?
So question time or discussion time.
Yep.
So when we've been in Japan, we've gone to cat cafes. So what are your thoughts about cat cafes? Why do you think they have things like cat cafes and owl cafes and some of the other stuff we went to?
In terms of like what I think of them, the ones that we've been to have all been like very, professionally run, all nice and clean spaces and very, considerate of the cats, etc. I'm pretty sure the reason for a lot of them is because you can't own a lot of pets in really small apartments, or if you could, it's less convenient, I guess, in Japan because a lot of apartments are so small. It would be pretty difficult, I think, to own a pet full time, depending on the spaces. Yeah,
I'd be interested, like if we have people from Japan that are listening to the podcast, just to like understand, is it kind of like, if you're renting,
probably
are you not allowed to have cats, or is it like the work culture because people work a lot of long hours that they're like, it's not practical for me to have a pet, or
probably both, to be honest.
Everything. Yeah.
I know. I've got a random cat Japan fact. I don't know if this is all over Japan, but when I was in Osaka for one of the community days and stuff, Kyoto, not Osaka. We're in Kyoto at one of the shrines, playing Pokemon, of course, and having a chat. And there's all these signs up being like, "Don't feed the stray cats." And a friend was telling me like it's illegal to feed stray cats because they don't want to, the cats to breed and make more stray cats and blah blah blah. But like there's a lot of volunteer groups or just nice humans in the community that will like not adopt the cats, but will like take the cats to go be desexed. They'll like kind of chip their ear so that that cat's been desexed. You have to like double handle the cat, but then just release the stray back sort of thing. But it's not going to keep making more strays. But apparently it's like a thing for old people to like, for like 80-year-old, 90-year-old women and stuff to go to the park and feed the cats as like an act of rebellion. Because they're just, they're just like, I don't know what you're talking about, officer. That it's like this kind of, not gangs of grannies, but just like old ladies doing nice things and feeding the cats, but being like, fuck the rules.
Yeah.
Feed these cats. I'm like, that's awesome. Go grandma.
No, I just thought when you said that, like the TikTok trend, like if they didn't tag the cats, they'd be like, the vet would sedate the cat again to like
to do
de-sex it and go, "I know what's wrong with it, ain't got no gas in it."
We're on two different timelines on TikTok.
Cool. So this will kind of segue into discussion later, but would you like to tell the listeners about how you've trained our cats or taught them things?
yeah, our cats are fully competent little legends. I guess imagine how you can teach a dog how to sit and stand up and shake hands and stuff. Our cats can sit, they can stand up, and they can high five. William also likes to play fetch, but that was just like a him thing. I think he kind of initiated that. But he brings it back because he's like, yeah, man, let's play.
Yeah.
Cinnamon's not keen on the fetch, but she likes a good ribbon. But yeah, we've got very food mode. It's like the cats. It wasn't hard to train them, but it was very much like they're not going to do it for love and praise. Like there's an exchange, there's a transaction, there's a treat, there's a biscuit. And if that biscuit is not present, it's like, honey, don't even, like, why are you talking to me? I'm not high-fiving you for no bickies. So it's like, you know, it's fair, mutual exchange of goods, I guess. But if you're out there and wanting to train your cat, it's possible. But it's like it's going to be like a work contract. Like, you can't just do it for love sort of thing. I'm sure there are cats that do, but, you know.
Yeah, very much like humans in that sense.
Oh, God, yeah, absolutely.
I remember, like, when I had, like, a job in retail. Mm-hmm. And, like, my mum would come in to see me when I was working to say, oh, look at that. He's doing a thing. And you know, it'd be like closing time. And like, I think I was just a casual employee at the time. So I'd always be vacuuming the store or something like that. And the manager would be counting up the money or whatever. And she'd be like, oh, why can't you do that at home? And I was like, pay me $22 an hour and I will.
And I will vacuum the floor, yeah.
I ain't doing this shit for free.
It's a transaction, Mum.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Anyway, didn't really think, oh, you kind of gave me life and shelter
for the last 20 years.
16 years or something for free, but whatever. Moving right along. Crazy cat superstitions for you.
Oh, okay.
I've got some of that for discussion.
Oh, like black cats and blah, blah.
That's the tamer ones.
Well, yeah, I don't want to make guesses or spoil anything, but...
Well, yeah, like a black cat. Oh, it's bad luck or whatever. Yeah. Some of the weird ones. Mm-hmm. No peeking.
I'm not peeking.
Eating warm cat brains will give...
What the fuck?
Wait.
We'll give you prions. We'll give you goddamn brain disease.
We'll give you the ability to be invisible.
But cold cat brains, no. You get nothing out of it.
It's got to be warm. Got to warm them.
That sounds like a really shitty prank where it's like some sort of hazing and it's like, oh man, I dare you to do it. And then it's like, oh, I can't believe you ate cat brains. What and why?
Now,
No. Jesus Christ.
So this next one, I've heard this.
Where is that from? Just in general.
Yeah,
that's just the
just
thing.
superstitions over the years. Hey, buddy, we're not going to eat your brains. I've heard this one before. Mm-hmm. I don't know where, but I've heard somebody say it, which is kind of going to go into a talking point later. But cats can suck the breath out of sleeping babies.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've heard that as like a. I think we're talking about like feng shui on one of my streams, like talking about like having, you know, not having sleeping with a fan or those sort of things because it's going to suck the breath or like, you know, bad for your vibes sort of thing.
Right.
I'm pretty sure cats and stuff came up. I don't know if it was specifically in feng shui, but like, yeah, that sort of like don't sleep with pets because they're going to, bad times for the human sort of thing.
But yeah.
Less of like a direct, like they're going to bite your face off, but like.
For babies in particular, it's like this scientist's like, I think it's this thing called SIDS. And they're like, no, it's the
cats. Jesus.
Like, cat's evil.
Well, it's just like a thing. I don't know if it's purely... I remember when I was younger, because Mum and they used to have like Siamese cats. Apparently it was... Maybe it still is. I would probably have to look into it. Apparently Siamese cats specifically were notorious for like smothering babies because they would get super jealous of sharing the attention. I don't know if that's true, if it's just one of those like fake news things. Yeah, we'll do a fact check by the end of the episode. Yeah. But like, it seems like like obviously some breeds of animal have a very, you know, common traits. But I was like, are we just villainizing Siamese cats or have they actually just been smothering people or are people just like letting their cats go and sit on there? Like William weighs a ton. If he sat on a baby out of love, he would kill it by accident for sure. Like he'd be like, oh, I love you. Let me roll on you. Baby's dead. Like, you know, it's just, we would not let him have unsupervised time with a child.
Would you do that?
Would you do that, William? But like, I want to look into that. If it's jealousy motivated potentially or if it's just an unfortunate, crushing accident.
Okay. Here's a topical one for us because we've been building a garden bed and stuff lately.
Yep.
Burying a cat alive
Oh my God.
in your garden is
No.
effective weed control. It'll stop weeds if you bury a cat alive in the garden.
That. If we give, once again, why would... You want your, like, tomatoes to taste like dead cat? Like, Jesus Christ. Why alive?
Some psycho is just like burying a cat alive and it's going
Like,
and he's like, what are you doing? Oh, it's for
the
weeds. Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Imagine, but
I'm
like
not a psycho.
the logic of like, yeah, it stops the weeds. And like, is it not then just poisoning your garden if the most pervasive and invasive plant can't grow? Are you not just poisoning your crops sort of thing by burying an alive cat also? Good Lord. I don't want to know how many times I had to try that to myth bust that one. That's horrid.
These weeds are out of control. I've tried everything. I buried the cat alive under it.
You tried that like Roundup? You spray any Roundup on it, mate? Nah, live cat.
It's got Timmy's cat. So this is a bit of a longer form question. So there's a couple of points to it.
Multi-parter.
But would you say, in your experience, that cats are pretty divisive? So people just sort of irrationally hate them and don't like them. Like,
absolutely.
how many people have you known who just are like, I hate cats, or would joke about hurting them or running them over, or who cares if it gets killed? Like it's not a real pet or something.
Yeah. Thankfully, not many people no one in my circle of friends, thankfully, is like that, obviously, because I just tell them to fuck off. But I have encountered humans that are like that, but I've got a bit of a psychoanalyzing those kind of people thing. Is that relevant for this moment?
Yeah, like I've got my take on it, but you go ahead and...
Well, basically, if someone says to me they don't like cats, and it's not just like I prefer dogs, or excluding to the exclusion of people who have had like a horrific animal incident or like been attacked, that's fair. You're afraid, you don't like them, that's cool. If someone's like, oh, cats are assholes and blah blah blah, like cats are jerks, that is like an immediate red flag to me. If someone ever says that to you, like, have your guard up, because this man will probably murder you and leave you in a ditch, or like shit's gonna go bad fast. And my reasoning for that is because cats are so, in my mind, share a lot of similarities with humans. Like, dogs love you unconditionally, lick your face, I love a human, rah rah rah. Cats, like, they like their own space. Don't walk into my house and touch me, sort of thing. Like, a cat, if it meets someone new, it wants to, take its time, get to know you. In the same way that you wouldn't walk up to a stranger on the street and go, hello, and start touching them in the face. Like, you would react pretty hostile. My vibe is, like, if someone just thinks cats are jerks and, oh, they always hiss at me or those attack me, it's like, you don't respect people's boundaries. And you would, like, if someone said to you, like, oh, no, I don't like that, or I don't want that, or whatever, that person's just going to ignore it. Because if they can't respect a cat and go, oh, that cat doesn't like that, I'm just going to not do it, or they blame the cat, I'm like, that is the biggest red flag. I'm like, you are not a considerate person, and you will have no value for people's, like, boundaries and rules. That's my vibe. Not to throw everyone in a basket. And again, obviously, if you've had a bad cat incident, this is not directed at you, but, like, if someone genuinely is sus on cats, I'm sus on them.
Yeah, I think, like, my take on it is probably a bit of everything. So I guess doing the research for this episode, I think some of it could be, like, ingrained stuff.
Yeah,
like
if you grow up with it as well, or...
No, I mean, like, way back. Like, they're evil. They suck the life out of babies, blah, blah, blah. Like, a lot of that gets passed down. Like, the whole suck the breath out of babies thing, like, I've heard that somewhere by, like, someone's
adults,
parent.
Or, yeah.
So they've obviously been told it by their parent.
Well, I mean, like, I've obviously heard it from a parent that, like, the cats have smothered babies in their sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, I think people can be a bit iffy with cats as well because they're not a utility animal.
You're on a farm, yeah.
I mean, there are... Oh, I can never say this word properly. There are hieroglyphics.
Yep, that's the one.
There are hieroglyphics in Egypt of people using cats to help them hunt. So they'll scare the birds and the birds will fly and then they
that's cool.
spear them or whatever. But I think these days, because they're not a pack animal, they can't be trained for utility in the traditional sense. And humans like to, categorize things and control things. So, yeah, as soon as something has its own
autonomy
and it's like, no, I'm not just going to run up to you like an idiot every time I see you and worship the ground you walk on. Humans don't like being rejected.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, I'm going to put my guard up and just say, oh, no, cat's gross.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be shunned by something that I consider lesser than me.
Yeah. It all feeds into that ego thing.
Yeah. Like, I think you kind of touched on it before. It's like if there's a power structure where it's like, oh, well, your life isn't as important as mine. Therefore, your feelings and what you want doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that, probably is a red flag, as you said, if someone's like, oh, well, I don't think you're as important as me, so I don't care what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've read that cats are very similar to, like, they are more similar to humans than a dog, obviously.
Yeah.
Because they
documented factually. They have been documented to express and exhibit far more emotional range. Not to say that obviously a dog can't feel those things, but the ability to communicate and express more feelings and to be like aware. Like obviously cats and dogs and a lot of animals can like smell if you're stressed and they'll come to comfort, or they'll be stressed themselves because they can smell that you're stressed, sort of thing. Like that's pretty standard. But in terms of like documented emotional expression, cats share a lot more overlap with humans than dogs. Yeah. Especially that vindictive nature. Oh boy, they can connive. They can plot. Like, genuinely. Remember that time Cinnamon had to have, like, this additional medication. She wasn't well. We had to, like, not inject, but, like, with a little, like, squeegee...
syringe.
Little syringe without a needle. Like, just a syringe, liquid into her mouth.
That's right, yeah.
And I would put the syringe in the fruit bowl afterwards because it was, like, it can't get knocked off the counter. It's in this, like, big fruit bowl. It's in there every day. After 4 days of having this medication, on the 5th day, come downstairs, the syringe is gone. It's out. It's not in the fruit bowl. It's nowhere. It's nothing. There's signs that a cat has been on the couch. She found and stole the syringe. Like, we found it when we moved house. I found it under the couch in her hoard of things. She had figured out, I hate this syringe. It's bringing upsetment to my life. I'm going to find the source of this thing and remove it. She stole it and hid it. So that she wouldn't have to experience the medication or the, being held and having it given to her. And I'm like, you are too smart for your own good in the best way. Like, I respect it, but also, damn. It's not just like, avoiding me at 9 a.m. because that's knowing that time. She went to the source of, her suffering, or the source of her disgruntlement and removed it. And I'm like, that's a genius play. And also then just being like, hiding it somewhere that she knows we don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely can hold a grudge. Like, I remember...
Oh, God.
So Zoe was overseas and I had to give the cats their, like, flea and worm treatment. And they're like...
liquid on the back of the
neck. They're like
things.
these tube things that you take the cap off and squeeze it on the back of their neck.
So they can't lick it off,
It goes through their skin and whatever. Yeah. But, yeah, cats hate it because you're, like, basically putting...
liquid on them.
Yeah. And they're like, no.
Having gotten it on my own skin the last time we did it, it's a very uncomfortable sensation.
Yeah.
It's a very weird cold, it's like valid to
cold,
not
oily,
like it, but better than having to go to the vet for worms or something,
Yeah, so I gave Cinnamon hers and she's kind of just like goes limp and just goes whatever. Fine. But because Will is quite big and powerful, he's a bit harder to... Like, he knows as soon as he sees the box come out, he's like, no. So I walked up behind him while he was eating his biscuits and just went, and then he tried to run and I, like, grabbed him just instinctively. I just grabbed him and, like, kind of overpowered him. And
not forcefully, obviously, but you prevented his motion. Finished doing the spray or whatever, the squeegee.
He went under our bed.
Yeah.
And, like, didn't come out for 2 days.
He was so offended that you dare betray him in his Bicky station.
Totally betrayed his trust. Yeah. And, like, I remember I had Wade and Rob, the guys I play in a band with, come round. And as soon as they got there, I was like, oh, guys, I fucked up. And they're like, what? And I said,
Ambushed the cat.
ambushed Will, and like he made me feel really bad about it.
Yeah.
And then they were just like one of the guys grew up like on a farm with heaps of animals, and he's just like, he'll get over it. And then the other guy's a cat owner, and he was like, man, you're taking this really hard. Like, cats are pretty pragmatic. Like he'll want to be fed and stuff by you. Like he will get over it. But I was so upset by it.
William was.
And I was messaging you. You were like in Singapore or something, and you're just like, well, I can't do anything to help you with this information. But soz. But
he came around.
But yeah, like they definitely hold a grudge, give you the silent treatment.
They do not forget. He's just like, I can't believe you done this, and I'm gonna make you feel bad for it. Poor Bubba. That's why I'm the giver of the treatments.
So
the secret is ambush them when they're not. When we just like get them, do the thing, and then before they have a chance to like run off, confuse them with the mayonnaise. Oh, it's a treaty. Oh, jingle the keys and do the whole like just like over the top dramatic love immediately following, and they're like, I only hate you 50% now.
Wasn't too bad.
Yeah. They're like, fine, I got treaties.
So
yes,
a few cat facts. Did you know that cat whiskers are so sensitive that they can pick up electromagnetic signals in the air, so they can use the whiskers to determine where obstacles and things are in their environment?
Yes.
So even in pitch black when they're hunting something, because they are typically a nocturnal animal, that's one of the reasons why they're such good hunters.
Yes.
Because they can like detect, there's a boulder in front of me or a rock.
Or if there's movement, especially, like if something's trying to fly in those vibrations, like
changes in the air. Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure they don't have the greatest up close vision. Like within the first 30 centimeters, I don't know what that is in freedom units, like a foot, I don't know. Like they've got pretty average vision for up close, but like for long distance it's better. But the whisk is obviously compensating for a bit of that. Yeah. Oh, did I steal your fact? I'm so sorry.
Stealing one of my facts.
So
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
So I was about to say their sense of sight is amazing.
Yes.
They are 6 times more sensitive to light than humans, and their peripheral vision and long vision is great, but they are nearsighted.
Yes.
Which is why Cinny can't see a goddamn biscuits.
Yeah, when you're like, they're there!
Sits in front of a thing going, huh? And you're like, use your nose, asshole. Like, I can smell them from the lounge. They stink.
And it's also why, I guess, I don't know, do you have the cucumber thing in there? People do that thing with cats are scared of cucumbers.
No,
and
I haven't put that in there.
Yeah, no, that's like why it's an asshole thing to do that. And cats aren't scared of cucumbers. Everyone's like, cat's scared of cucumber. They have shit close-up vision. So if they're in their safe space eating bickies and you put a long cylindrical snake-like object behind them and they turn around to see a blurry haze of a long snake-like object, they're like, holy shit, it's a fucking snake. Oh, but they don't give a shit what it is. It doesn't be a cucumber. It could be like...
They're not taking chances.
Yeah, it could be like literally anything that's long and noodly. To them, they just suddenly have seen a snake. Don't do that. If you've seen those videos, and I'm sure most of you guys are good eggs, but don't ever do that to figure out, is my cat first? The cat doesn't give a shit about cucumbers. They will eat cucumber. They do not care. It's like they think it's a snake because there's suddenly something new in their safe space. Yeah. But yeah.
Well, speaking of those videos,
Yes.
Cats can jump 6 times their body length.
Whee!
Which you may have seen in the videos.
Yeah. I may have seen from previously owning cats that were outdoor cats, etc.
They can't taste sweetness.
Yeah.
No.
Be careful.
No,
Don't let them get into you.
No ice cream. They probably still have the ice cream for the milk component, but then they get
that's the problem.
sick
They
of
can't
tummy.
taste the sweetness, so it's like you still shouldn't give them things that are sweet, but they might still keep eating certain things and
The
not know
sugar
that it's
might
bad
mess
for
with
them.
their blood sugar as well.
Yeah.
They have an extra organ. So
it's their little sac gland thing.
yeah.
I
So
don't remember what it does.
you ever seen a cat with its mouth open, going? If you're watching on the YouTube thing, we just did a bit of
a face.
So yeah, if they open their jaw a bit, it's like
It's like a smelly thing, isn't it?
yeah, it lets them taste the air.
Yeah. Yeah, lets the air roll over that gland to additionally, it's not just how we smell, it's like a super smell.
So they can track.
Yeah.
Which is again a good hunting
They can
technique.
sniff out the syringe in the fruit bowl and steal it.
Anyone that's ever been licked by a cat? Their tongues are like sandpaper. So
That's nice sandpaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
180 grade.
Yeah.
Pretty fine. But it's
Nice
an evolutionary thing. So it lets them strip bones of meat and
and
cartilage and all the good gooey stuff.
I think it removes if they're eating wild stuff as well, like if you're defeathering birds in some aspect as well, to like get rid of the outer layer sometimes too. But yeah. Dude, that's so efficient. Imagine being able to like eat a rack of ribs, but like you're not just there like working away on the bone bit like an absolute grub of a human. If you had a textured tongue to be like efficiently polish off a drumstick or something.
Cats have 100 different vocalizations.
Meow, meow.
Yeah.
The bird eck.
Yeah. Dogs only have 10.
Bork and big bork.
Yeah.
Happy bork, sad bork.
Yeah, like I guess it'd be there like...
Suki cry. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to call bullshit on that. I've seen my friend has a husky and that thing has more than 10 vocalizations.
There's 10 vocalizations in one. Maybe do they mean like types or like things that could be communicated? Like how some birds have like, oh, this cry means red and this cry means food and this one means danger. Like they can record.
I think so.
It means like 10 different communications, not just like tones, I guess. Yeah. Well, have you seen those like the cats and dogs that use the little button things to talk? Like that's like a whole rabbit hole on the internet. Like these like little touch pads that like say food or play, happy. Like the cats or dogs or whatever can like press the corresponding buttons. I've seen cats with mats of like 20 different things, and these things like problem solving, communicating the world's problems, and like negotiating trades with Uzbekistan on these. Like it's insane. So I'm not surprised that they've got like at least 100 different things to say verbally. William's main one is, I got these socks in my mouth. I sure do love screaming while I have these socks in my mouth.
Yeah.
That's his specialty.
Speaking of William, and something that we frequently wake up to, and anyone that's slept on our couch or whatever will have woken up to. When a cat sticks its butt in your face.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
It's a sign of friendship.
Thanks, guy. Thanks, mate.
He's like,
hey, check it out.
Pretty proud of this ass and I want to share it with you.
Just share it with the world. Gaze upon my glorious bum. Is that just like, did humans just make that up to feel better about the fact that their cats just stick their ass in their face all the time?
It's possible. For our American friends, Abraham Lincoln was a cat dad.
Hell yeah.
He had 4 cats while sitting as president.
Wow. As in, wait, what is that bad of a cat dad that he killed 4 cats in his time?
He had 4 at one time.
Oh, like a whole gaggle of cats. That's cool.
A brood.
What were their names?
I don't know.
Disappointed.
I'm a busy guy.
I'm going to have to fact check this. While we're at it, I'll fact check the Siamese cats.
Another president, Bill Clinton. He had a cat called Socks. And it is said that when he was president, Socks had more mail addressed to Socks the cat than Bill Clinton.
I mean, justified. The cat
more
sounds
people
cooler.
More people wrote to his cat than they wrote to him.
Oh my god, Abe had 2 goats named Nanny and Nenko. What? Excuse me? Presidential Pet Museum? Excuse me? I've got at least 2 of the cats here, Tabby and Dixie. Aw. He once fed Tabby from a table during a formal dinner at the White House. What a Chad. Let's go.
That. Dixie is smarter than my whole cabinet.
Based Lincoln.
Chad Lincoln. Do you want to check the whole Siamese cat myth thing? Do Siamese cats
smother children
with love?
Do cats literally kill babies by sucking away their breath? No. Your cat, Siamese or otherwise, will not suffocate your baby. I wouldn't leave the 2 unsupervised, though. Probably need more results. I'm sure the sucking the breath thing is a bit of a bad... Just don't leave your baby alone with animals, I reckon. It was. I bet you it was like one kid happened to die by being smothered by a cat, and it happened to be Siamese, and therefore, as the whispers go along and the story gets misinterpreted, I will look into it further.
Yeah. So getting towards the end of it and talking about the vocalizations and that kind of thing, I know you know stuff about this. So talk to us about meowing, because cats don't talk to each other.
Yeah, no, they kind of can, but it's very different. Like they can vocalize. I mean, obviously, if they're doing like the meow, wow, like having a punch on.
Yeah.
Like that's obviously they're having a go.
But the meowing thing
in
is
terms
not
of like a
something
literal,
they don't have a committee or a conversation. Isn't it something they developed because of
for
humans?
Yeah, I believe so. It's like they, in terms of like put some cats to hang out together, they're not going to have a chat back and forth like we do with their mouths. They're more behavioral or the gestures or the blinking and things like that. But like, yeah, to communicate with humans, you know, meowing for, hey, let me out, let me inside, let me outside, feed me, wanting, you know, any number of things, trying to communicate. I want pats, I want whatever. I believe, as far as I know or as far as is documented, is them speaking of as one of the distance meowing.
Cinny.
Yeah, it was to communicate or with humans. Yeah. Just, you know, they're just like not getting the point across with these blinks. Better just scream at them until results happen. I mean, it works.
Yeah, I guess so.
Moves you to action.
So yeah, that's pretty much all that I had.
That's cats.
But I thought that was a pretty good first attempt at hosting.
I learnt many new things today. Many new things about cats.
Yeah, I guess what you were touching on before, we see that the cats will do a slow blink if they're comfy with you.
Yeah. Here's the strat. If you're not one of those toxic peeps who's like, oh, cats suck, but like maybe you're like, damn, cats, I'd like to get to know you better. Why don't cats ever like me? Maybe you grew up with dogs, so you're kind of like used to doing the whole like going in for a pat thing. Here's your what? 3 quick steps to make cats love you by your A to Z podcast. Say you're like going to someone's house, they've got a cat. Literally ignore the cat. Like, don't, oh my God, kitty. Pretend it's not there. Especially if it's like a skittish cat or antisocial cat. Like, literally go into the house, pretend, like, obviously don't disrespect the cat, but like, just pretend it's not there. You can look at it, but like, don't approach it. Let it approach you. Slow blinks are the secret sauce if you want to really make a friend with a cat. Unbroken eye contact is pretty much a sign of aggression in a lot of animals and humans, I guess, alike. If someone's unblinking, staring, you know, what do you want? Give them a look and give them a long, deep blink. Close your eyes, show you're not a threat. And yeah, let them come to you. I would say as well, probably not patting from the head down. Like dogs usually are. I think for most animals, it's encouraged to not just like go in full hand, but like
you gotta pat it so we can feel it.
But if you give them palm up to the sky and like maybe go for like the nice little under chin scratch is probably going to be a nice little access point. The cat can, you know, back off if it wants to. And,
I'll let them just like, I'll put my knuckles, let them have a sniff, and then they'll kind of rub their face.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, then you can scratch.
Yeah, give a little chin jawline rub is probably a good safe zone cat depending. Yeah, there you go. There's your 3 easy steps. Ignore the cat, blink at the cat, and let the cat, you know, come to you for some chin rubs. Yeah.
So, are you hosting the next one?
Okay, here's the thing. We kind of got stuck on episode D, so maybe we'll put it to the people.
D's nuts.
Yeah, Alan wants to do D's nuts. I don't know how much is in that for an episode unless we go on the full. I feel like that would be more of an M for memes, kind of, if we're going on the history of memes.
But M's going to be Metal Gear Solid, so.
Yeah, true. We're going to do some deep diving. If you guys have got any particular thoughts, interests, things that start with D, leave a comment on the Twitter if you want. So podcast A to Z on Twitter. You could leave a comment on this YouTube video if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on the other things, obviously I guess Twitter is going to be the spot for it. But otherwise I'm going to marinade. D is unknown. Oh, it's going to be a mystery episode.
Okay.
I think we've planned out a few other ones, but a bit of a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Bit of a cliffhanger. Thank you, Alan, for our travel around the world with cats.
Yeah.
Learning new things. Oh my God, Cinnamon is screaming at the wind. All right, we're going to go investigate our cats.
Yeah.
On that note.
But yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for listening, guys. As always, slap a follow wherever you're following us. Follow on the Twitter for any other updates and things like that. And probably a little, what do you guys want for episode D? Not D's nuts. Or D's nuts, you know, it's up to you. Democracy. There you go. Democracy sausage. Oh, that's
not enough content.
I know, but we can just talk about soft food. All right, champions. Have a good one.
Yes.
Stay safe. thank you for listening. And we'll talk to you in the next one. Catch you next week.
See you guys.
Bye.